Yes, start, madam.
Good afternoon, dear viewers. I'm Mallikasreesonti, child psychologist, consultant educational counselor. I'm working in association with Tutors Pride for a series of episodes in connection with regular schools and also special schools for the child's total all-round development, we can say. Here, as part of training program and also for the child's beneficial purpose, today we are seeing in the regular schools as our focus is where the child is lagging behind. Teachers in the regular schools, they are expressing that there are children with learning difficulties and they are using the words, there are some alternate words, slow learners, dull children. There are different terms used. Why it is so happening? Let us see. As we have earlier expressed in the assessment process, when the child has the progress in their education system, starting from the early period, childhood stage. Okay, early childhood stage, it is fine. When the child's class is progressing, upgrading, then coming to the syllabus and writing the exams and achieving the good result, they, the management, the teachers, parents, they are in such a dilemma about the child's progress. That is what. Let us see why these terms are used. Slow learners. Why the learning difficulties are labeled. No, we cannot label the child. We have to strengthen the child with necessary and required support. As we consultant, we support, we look forward into the matter as in the learning process, this is very essential for the human life. This is a process where we can acquire and utilize our knowledge so that we are applying this learning practically in our day-to-day life situations. That is what we human beings, we are very lucky to utilize our intelligence, to utilize our knowledge. So, but our human life, we have our memory process where in the memory process, suppose if there are difficulties in following the directions or our visual means seeing, visual process, looking with eyes, and auditory problems, listening with both the ears, that is hearing process, the perception of information, and if the person is having any inability to perform the paper and pencil task or to appear for the test exam, these are getting interlinked in the human life to face the problems. That is what affecting the child's education progress it is hindering, it is creating the hurdle, it is creating the problem. There is some hurdle, there is some problem the child is getting. So let us see, persons with learning disabilities, are there any specific highlighting issues? Yes, we have. If the child has learning difficulties with the expression of language, I mean to say oral oral expression with connection in the language area. I mean to say expression of expressive skills with the language, what the child speaks. It is called dyslexia, Dyslexia. Then another area, writing. The child will be facing difficulties in the writing area. This is called dysgraphia, Dysgraphia. And another major issue connected with the subject, that is mathematics, that is arithmetics. This is happening as termed as dyscalculia, Dyscalculia. So these are the mostly observed and expressed in the schools, whether it is CBSE or state syllabus, ICSE, whatever it is. When the child is progressing in the life, class is upgrading, teachers they are finding difficult when they are observing this type of problems in the children, and they are having additional support as how to overcome. So we have to come into the situation and say that we generally assess the children with performance test and also social adaptive behavior of the child as getting oriented to the environment, adaptive skills and social behavior of the child, and the intelligence level. We have Viniland social maturity scale as adapted to our Indian situation, Malin scale, and we have performance test, Seguin form board to see the geometrical shapes and assemble in the given board. We have the tools of assessment in the given time. It is time limit test. There the child has to perform. And the scales are developed starting from 3 to 22 years. That is what Indian adaptations, we adapt from the international standards from the disability management. There itself, we have the statistical measures based on that. It will be adapted to the our Indian situation. And there is another popular test, Binet Kamat test of intelligence. This is also adapted for our Indian situations. Here we have verbal test and paper and pencil test also, and the time limit, and as per the age, the level of intelligence, the scores will be given, standardized scores, and after completing the test, we see the child's overall performance, both verbal and non-verbal test, and then the calculation of intelligence quotient, we say, it is decided. Still, the child is scoring good marks, but facing problem with some subjects. Suppose if that information we are receiving from the teacher and parents, then we have grade level assessment test, that is GLAD, that is called GLAD. In our National Institute for Regular Schools, we have that test for the child's performance in the educational program. And regularly, parents and for the class teacher also, the program is developed and given for the follow-up. Child can be given the opportunity to attend his regular schools. There is no problem. They can attend their regular schools. But here let us see. Language-oriented difficulties. Though the opportunities are given, though the intelligence is quite normal, but difficulty in reading and writing, if the child is having problem, here what we can say, whether the child is able to answer the question as soon as the teacher is asking, the child should be able to answer the question. And when the child is asked to write the answer, expressing orally and also writing the answer in the notebook. And also, the child may be having difficulty even to follow the instructions, even to express the address, phone numbers, anything connected with numbers, as we just now discussed about arithmetics and calculating the amount, additions and subtractions, divisions, so and so on. This will go on in different situations. The parents, they'll be in the dilemma. So what we say, the child, when the teacher is writing the notes on the blackboard, the child is supposed to note down the question with the answer, copying, that is copying from the blackboard. If the child is slow, teacher, she can read the question and answer also when she is completing the writing part on the board, so that the child will be beneficial to reach the teacher and the child can copy. And again, when the child is supposed to note down the homework and what the child is daily writing the notes in the notebook, the child can be asked to reach the teacher. Teacher also, she can call him and check the notebook and see that whether the answer is fully written or not, that day's notes is completed or not, and the child can be explained every day with a little more time should be allotted. So the child can have the confidence. Here we are focusing, dear viewers, children, they must need always self-confidence. They must not be afraid of teacher when the child is in the classroom to learn the subject. That is what we are not talking about, the discipline point of, we are talking about the child's education process. Dear viewers, if you like the video, kindly share, kindly give your comments in the comment box. Kindly do help the children in the regular schools as they are facing the problems, as just now what we are discussing. Then if the child is not able to, let us see, if the child is not able to see the differences where the confusion is happening to the child, that is, we are talking about reading process, writing process. When the words are written in the early stage, suppose M-A-N, man, M-A, it will be fine. Okay. Then N, the child may not be able to differentiate between M and N. Okay. O-N, on. N-O, no. There is a difference. There is different words. These are the different words. So here what we have to do, let words written with the first letter M, that should be made one table, and N, that is different. O-N, O-N-E, okay, that is the one word. O-N-E means one, value of one. N-O, N-O means it is the no. That is the expression we use for that. Or, and again, S-A-W, saw, that is called. But when it comes to W-A-S, that we use in the sentence formation, was. So W is different, S-A-W, that word is different, W-A-S is different. That's what. W, when it is ending in the one word as S-A-W, the letter word starts with W-A-S, that is different. In different situations, these are used. So the regular practice, writing down the words, copying and uttering the spelling, and again dictation, and again in different situations, how these could be used. That can be given the practice. And pronunciation of letters, alphabets, symbols, numbers, it needs regular encouragement, and the child should be enabled to remember them in oral drilling, oral rehearsal method, because in the memory process, visual auditory systems must cooperate for the child. That means the child is in need of more trials. As initially we made the information as saying that their intelligence, it could be quite normal, or a little fluctuation, but still due to visual auditory systems, their level of working condition to work with the memory of the child, the process is in more practice. And again, when the child is writing the spellings, we have to see the order. This is called look, cover, write, and check method. Look at the word, and again we can say cover that word, and then third step is write, fourth step is check. This is called, for the writing process, supporting technique, what we say, look, cover, write, check method for writing down the spellings in the proper order, to write with correct letters for the given words. That's what the child can be given the practice. Then the usage of window chart, we can say, using letters, alphabets. We can cut these sentences with big letters and paste it. And once you paste the sentence on the chart, child will be definitely confident to see that. And when reading, the child can read the correct word joining the whole sentence. So orally expressing the word, reading, and what is given the meaningful sentence, the child can know the sentence, what is supposed to read, what is essential for him. And 2 to 3 students can be gathered. They can support this child when they are also reading. This child can observe them and learn from them. So peer tutoring, this is also supporting the child. And numbers, single digit, 2 digit, 3 digit. Addition, single digit. That symbol, plus symbol, subtraction, symbol, and multiplication and division. What is the value we are receiving when we are adding? Here, with the pictures and the material available with us, we can make the child to count 2 plus 2, 3 plus 2, the value. The child single digits stage itself can start. So when the child is made practice the symbols, its utility, where to use, and in the mathematics subject, the given sums, and then coming to the working problems. So before going to the working problems itself, the addition, subtraction, we can give them practice with all examples and the material available with us. So in the first, second standard, there itself, the child, they can have pictorial representations and also regular class working books. Teacher also, she will be giving full support. But here comes the subtraction symbol, that is less. Addition means plus. Subtraction means when you subtract the given number, it is less. That is the symbol. What is the value of that symbol? Why that symbol has that representation? It should be taught to the child. And they also have the symptoms of, again, fear to ask the teacher. The child is hesitating. No, it should not happen. Even when they are doing the homeworks and the home situations also, they are not supposed to totally depend on the tuitions. Parents, knowing about their child, they have to pay attention. They have to sit with the child when the child is doing the homework, give them the necessary required support, explain them. When the child is writing notes, when the child is writing subject wise answers in the homework books, kindly Dear parents, you have to keep the kindly see that classwork notes textbook could be kept, and please see that child is writing the correct answers and help the child, give the necessary support. And if the child has any visual problem, spectacles, the child's eyesight, if it is having any disturbance, parent they can look into the matter and see the lighting is given properly when the child is doing the homework. Kindly support them so they'll have the confidence. In the same way, while doing the homeworks, arithmetics, calculations, give as much possible as the child requires. Develop them confidence, self-confidence with rolling blackboard. We are always focusing rolling board. Give the child, you can display that in the child's room and make them practice. We always support with writing skills, language skills, arithmetic skills, and also developing the child's all-round development together. All talents also could be developed with self-confidence. Kindly never degrade, never develop the inferiority complex in the child. Child should have self-confidence. I can achieve the goal. The child's progress can be definitely improved. Child can get good score like others. And here learning difficulties sometimes maybe in the individual, it so happens for some situations any brain nerve cells are getting affected. In very few situations it might occur, but the coordination and arrangement in the human nervous system, what is available, the processes already we discussed about auditory, visual, and motor skills and vision everywhere. The child can be given pediatrician support. If required only, then the child can be given any medical treatment. So, auditory means if the child's hearing level is having any low level performance, then only that could be identified. And coming to vision process, here we discussed about eyesight. If the sight is having any problem, sometimes in the classrooms we have children, they can be seated in the front row, so that any visual impairment that is there, the child can wear spectacles and the child can be seated in the front row, no problem. And the children, when they are doing homeworks, uttering the word, repeating the answer while writing the question, the child should understand what is taught in the classroom situation today. And the answer should be immediately copied, so that, and again after completing the homework, mother, any elder sibling, father, they can see that day's notes, it is that lesson, that particular chapter is completed. So that is what we have: parents' role, class teachers' role, extra support, and at least weekly once we call the parents and they meet the teacher, and regularly diary. Yes, here, dear teachers, parents, we write in the child's diary day-to-day homework teacher should write. That is what we counselors, we are advising. Consultants, as we visit as a guest faculty, and also it is our request and advice, kindly write the day-to-day homework in the child's diary. Teacher should write, because we have seen the children very surprisingly, children, they are not able to copy the day-to-day homework correctly. When the next subject teacher comes, the previous class, what subject is already over, naturally blackboard it is wiped out with the duster. So the child will be missing what homework to be done. Suppose English subject is over, immediately mathematics teacher comes. So the child may, if the child has the situation as not copying, they'll miss out. They have to, even if they're copying from the other friend's notebook also, they are missing. It is happening. So it is better regularly teacher can make a note in the child's diary, and definitely child can be made understood to follow the homework, what has to be done on that particular day. So, dear viewers, parents, teachers, here these are the learning difficulties and what are the associated problems as children are facing in the regular schools. They may have other associated problems also, but it is not that totally we have to depend on medical support, but our learning system, our knowledge in the human life, we have to strengthen the child's life in the school stage, early stage, then it is very successful for the child's future. Dear parents, regular homeworks, blackboard, rolling board is quite essential, and also in the white pages notebook, please draw lines, make margins, and in the given ruled notebooks also, whether the child is able to copy the word correctly and the child is able to do the arithmetic and also write the notes systematically. Kindly day-to-day material, homeworks, please check and support the child for the systematic all-round development. Dear viewers, in the regular schools, when the children, they have the slow learners difficulties, kindly never try to have the stress levels, but don't make the child to have the phobia for the particular subject, whether it is mathematics, English, or any subject, or any other optionals also. Give importance for all 6 subjects and try to take the professional supports and try to reach the class teachers and management and take the necessary consultant support also. Definitely child will have the fruitful life. Dear viewers, if you like the video, kindly help the children, kindly support the children's development, all-round development. We are in need, because our children are the future citizens of this country. And please, you can have my support, as I am working in association with Tutors Pride Edutech Private Limited. I am available. Kindly, you can have the reference. We are here to support the parents, children, as well as school teachers. Thank you. This is the opportunity. Kindly utilize. If you like the video, please give your comments in the comment box.